Hello everyone. In this video we're going to talk about zero and negative exponents. First, let's recall what we know about positive exponents. For example, 3 to the power 3. What does it mean? It means that we have to multiply the 3 by itself 3 times. Let's write it using the expanded form. This is 3 times 3 times 3, which is equal to 27. What about 3 to the power 2? If we want to write it using the expanded form, this is 3 times 3 equals to 9. What about 3 to the power 1? The answer is 3. So as you can see, each time I'm decreasing the exponent by 1. Now what will happen if we decrease the exponent by 1 more time? We're going to have 3 to the power 0. Can you guess the value of 3 to the power 0? What I want you to do is, I want you to think what is happening every time we decrease the exponent by 1. Can you find the rule? The rule is that we are dividing by 3. Every time we decrease the exponent by 1, we are dividing by the base, which is here is 3. So 27 divided by 3 is 9. 9 divided by 3 is 3. Now what will happen if we divide the 3 by 3? We're going to have 1. So 3 raised to the power 0 equals to 1. And this is a general rule. Any number, I will write it for you here. Any number a is raised to the power 0 equals to 1. So this is the first rule in our lesson. Now I want you to think what will happen if we decrease the exponent by 1 more time. 3 to the power negative 1. Can you guess its value? We're gonna follow the pattern. Every time we are dividing by 3. So 1 divided by 3 is 1/3. 1 out of 3. What about 3 to the power negative 2? Follow the pattern. We're going to divide by 3. 1/3 divided by 3 is 1 out of 9. 1 out of 9. Again, what is the value for 3 to the power minus 3? Follow the pattern. Divide by 3. 1/9 divided by 3 is 1 out of 27. Now, I want you to compare the values of 3 to the power 3 with 3 to the power minus 3. For 3 to the power 3, the answer was 27. And for 3 to the power minus 3, the answer was 1 out of 27. Again, try to compare the value for 3 to the power 2 with the value for 3 to the power minus 2. Is there a relationship between them? Yes. The negative sign in the exponent means the reciprocal of the positive exponent. Like here, if we compare 3 to the power minus 3 with 3 to the power 3, here we get 27 and here we get 1 out of 27. This is the reciprocal. For 3 squared, we got 9, and for 3 to the power minus 2, we get 1 out of 9. This is the reciprocal. So the second rule for today's lesson is if we have a raised to a negative exponent, like negative x, this is equal to 1 out of a raised to the positive x. So it's only the reciprocal of the positive exponent. Let's have more examples. Now I want you to pause this video, try to solve these equations by yourself, then check your answers with us. For the first equation, they ask us to simplify each expression. Remember the first rule of our lesson? anything raised to the power 0 equals to 1. So 5 to the power 0 equals to 1. Here, in case of power to a power, we're going to multiply. 5 times 0 is 0. So we're going to have w raised to 0, which is equal to 1. And here also, anything raised to the power 0 is equal to 1. For the second question, they ask us to write using positive exponent. So we have to change the negative exponent to a positive. Remember that the negative exponent means the reciprocal of its positive exponent. Like here, 8 to the power minus 2, this is equal to 1 over 8 to the power 2. Y to the power negative 3 equals to 1 over y to the power 4. Here also the same. For b to the power negative 2, we're gonna do its reciprocal. It will be b to the power 2, but in the denominator. And for e to the power minus 4, again do the reciprocal. It's in the denominator. We're gonna move it up to the numerator to have a positive exponent. So it will be e to the power 4, and we're gonna have the 5 here. For question number 3, they ask us to write using negative exponents. Again, to have a negative exponent, we're going to do the reciprocal. So 1 over p to the power 2. If we want to write it using a negative exponent, this is equal to b to the power minus 2. Here we have a raised to power 1. It's positive 1. So if we want to write it as a negative, do its reciprocal. We're going to have it in the denominator with a negative exponent. And for the 4, we have 4 squared positive exponent. If we want to write it using a negative exponent, we're going to do the reciprocal. We're going to move it to the numerator. So it will be 4 to the power minus 2. Now, for c, we have c to the power 2 in the numerator. If we want to write it using a negative exponent, do the reciprocal, move it to the denominator. So we're going to have in the denominator c raised to the power negative 2. And for b, if we want to write it using a negative exponent, we're going to raise it up, but we're going to have a negative exponent, or the opposite for the exponent. It will be b to the power minus 8. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.